Hi everyone, this is Stephen McClernon. So a couple weeks ago, we celebrated Ash Wednesday, and now we're moving into Holy Week, and I was just kind of like reflecting about Ash Wednesday, Lent, the coronavirus, and where we kind of are in all of this. So on Ash Wednesday, I gave a sermon at my summer parish, curé of ours, and I was saying to the kids in the congregation about like grit. So grit, if you're like an athlete, it's about like that endurance, that stick-to-itness, and like how that relates to us being Christians. And Lent is that time of where we form that grit, that Christian grit of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And now that we're in like the final week of Lent, Holy Week, which one of us has not done those three things in the past 2 weeks with the coronavirus? The first one, prayer. I'm sure everybody, no matter where you are in your relationship with God, has said a prayer for the healthcare workers, those work in the food stores, and everyone trying to keep our society as functioning as it could be. And we're praying for the patients and those who have unfortunately died of this disease. Fasting. We have all fasted in some way from this, not necessarily from like chocolate or meat, which we might give up during Lent, but kids have fasted from school, their sports, their practices. People have fasted from their jobs, seeing family, seeing friends, seeing sick relatives. We have fasted from our gatherings, our birthday parties, weddings, anniversaries. That's a lot to endure in such a short amount of time. And almsgiving. I'm sure many of us have decided to reach out to the local food banks, give money to the Red Cross, or donate blood in some way to just try and give to those people who are fighting this disease, and also for those who are trying to make ends meet during this time. And now we're going to the final 2 weeks, the final week of Lent. And President Trump has said this, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Birx has said like these next few days are going to be very hard for us to endure. And it's kind of fitting that that happens during Holy Week, because Holy Week is an emotionally trying week for a lot of people. We remember Palm Sunday when Jesus comes in on a donkey, but then a couple days later, we're crucifying him on the cross. And it's hard for us to endure, and hard for us to kind of grapple with that. And these next few days, unfortunately, are going to see a lot of cases go up. We might see a lot more deaths happen, and a lot more sadness, and our society is just going to, people are going to be very emotionally distraught during this time. But we're walking up to Calvary, but what's on the other side of Calvary Hill? The other side of Calvary Hill is the resurrection. It's Easter Sunday. And we've been to Calvary before. Nobody has not gone to Calvary. We go to Calvary every time somebody in our family dies, or somebody gets diagnosed with cancer or Alzheimer's. We've been to Calvary during the World Wars. We've been to Calvary on 9/11. Every time there's a school shooting, we go up to Calvary. Those times it's very individualized. Either it's a specific family goes up to Calvary Hill, a specific society or community goes up with our grief, our suffering, and our pain. This year, we're going up to Calvary Hill as one worldwide community. Doesn't matter where you are on your faith journey, how close you are to God, what nationality you're from, where you are on the economic scale, doesn't matter. We're going up to Calvary together with all our burdens, our fears, our pains, and our sorrows. But we're going up with Jesus as our leader. He goes up first, and we follow him. And many of us feel very afraid and fearful during this time. But as Christians, we know that Calvary does not have the final say. Death, pain, and suffering, while they're very much, yes, they're present here, and we understand that, and we're praying for those people who are enduring this. But we know that Easter Sunday comes, that this will pass, we will get through this, and right now it's going to be very hard for many of us these next couple of days. Pray for all of you who are suffering and going through this difficult time. We are praying for you, we're thinking about you, and just remember, Jesus on the cross, we go with him. He goes before us, and he leads us to eternal life, happiness, joy. So this Easter Sunday is going to be different for all of us. We will not be gathering in church to celebrate Mass. We probably won't be having big parties to go to, meeting with families. But we know the true meaning of Easter is new life, hope for all, and we're so in need of that hope right now at this very time. I pray that you and your families have a blessed Easter and that you all stay safe during this time.